This time, I would like to call the meeting of the Yukon City Council for March the 6th, 2012 to order. If you would rise for the invocation by Pastor Ron Rasmussen and remain standing for the flag salute, please.
Father, I've just been with organized, clear-minded, fair God you are. And we just desire to be that, Lord. We recognize that we are a long ways from your perfection, but I just ask, Lord, for each council member here tonight who maybe has been through a long day, who maybe has been wearied by many discussions, that you just give clarity and organization and fairness to each individual that's part of this council. We thank you for each one of them, Lord. I ask that you might bless each one of their families. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll, please.
Alberts.
Yes.
Gerba.
Here.
Bradway.
Here.
Smith.
Here.
Maxey.
Here. Presentations and proclamations.
Mayor, if you'll join me. This last week, several of us, including the mayor, went downtown to the Cox Convention Center, where we were presented an award as a city. The mayor, since his installation as the mayor, has promoted healthy lifestyles in Yukon. He was the impetus behind an application to become a certified healthy community, and we were awarded as a certified healthy city within the state of Oklahoma. Thank you for supporting positive health and wellness activities for your citizens and your dedication to a healthier Oklahoma. I will also say that as part of this, we automatically became qualified to apply for the basic level grant, which would be $8,000, to promote healthy, or at least make it more accessible for healthy living within the community. And that application has been completed, submitted, and we have high hopes. Mayor, congratulations.
The next item on the agenda is the visitors section. If this is an opportunity for people who have an issue that they would like to discuss with the council to come forward, address the council by giving your name and your address. These would be non-agenda items. Is there anyone here this evening that would like to address the council about a non-agenda item? Seeing none at this time, we'll proceed and we'll recess as the Yukon City Council, and we will reconvene as the Yukon Municipal Authority. Number 1A is the YMA consent docket. This item is placed on the agenda so the Yukon Municipal Authority by unanimous consent can designate those routine items they wish to be approved by one motion. If an item does not meet with the approval of all authority members, that item will be heard in regular order. The city manager has recommended a motion to approve A, the minutes of the regular meeting of February 21st, 2012. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Maxey.
Yes.
Alberts.
Yes.
Bradway.
Yes.
Gerba.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
The next item is 2A, consider approving resolution YMA 2012-02, a resolution authorizing the Yukon Municipal Authority to obtain financing for the purpose of providing the funds for the lease purchase of sanitation trucks, materials, and supplies by executing its lease purchase agreement. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Gerba,
Yes.
Bradway,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Alberts,
Yes.
Maxey.
Yes.
At this time, we'll adjourn, as the YMA and reconvene as the Yukon City Council. The first item on the agenda is item 1. It's the consent docket. This item is placed on the agenda so the Yukon City Council, by unanimous consent, can designate those routine items will be approved by one motion. Can designate those routine items to be, they wish to be approved by one motion. If item does not meet with the approval of all council members, that item will be heard in regular order. The city manager recommends a motion that will approve A, the minutes of the regular meeting of February the 21st, 2012, B, the payment of material claims in the amount of $298,645.35, C, the designation of the items on the attached list for the technology department as surplus and authorizing their sale, donation, or trade, D, approving the amendments to the current natural gas sales agreement with Clearwater Enterprises LLC to extend the term from April the 1st, 2012 through March the 31st, 2013, and E, setting the date of the next regular council meeting for March the 20th, 2012, 7 p.m. in the council chambers at 12 South 5th Street. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Alberts,
Yes.
Maxey,
Yes.
Bradway,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Gerba.
Yes.
The next item is item 2. That'd be the reports of commissions and boards, commissions, and city officials. John Knuppel with the Traffic Commission.
John Knuppel, and I'm the chairperson of the Traffic and Transportation Commission. First, I'd like to introduce the members that are here. The only one that can make it is Charlie Lee. He's in Ward 1, and he is the Assistant Traffic Planning Director of City of Edmond, so he's a great asset to our program. And Rebecca Ward is Ward 2. She's our young person. And Jay Talent is Ward 3. And Emil Albrecht is Ward 4. We'd also like to say thanks to Bill Stover and Doug Shrevers and Tanya Wilson. They're a lot of help to us. Traffic Commission was established by ordinance in 1990 as an advisory board and does not set policy, but will make recommendations to the council if needed. Our goal is to help citizens with traffic concerns, review complaints, and standardize rules within the existing policy. We do have some limitations as to what we can do along the state highway in our city limits. We are generally forward on any suggestion for these roads and to the appropriate state agency. We get a lot of assistance from the Public Works, Bill Stover, and with regard to replacement and installation of signage when needed, and also striping and repairs. We also get a lot of help from the police department, such as input and accident enforcement history on various locations, and traffic and speed data where requested. Captain Johnson is currently overseeing traffic enforcement and attends our meetings and is a great resource for assistance and insight. We are currently looking at ways to reduce speed along Lakeview Drive without using speed humps, and we recently authorized Public Works to install permanent speed signs along Vandament east of Yukon Parkway.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Anyone have any questions?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you guys for coming tonight. Next item on the agenda is item 3, and that's consider approving a road crossing agreement with Canadian Hills Wind LLC for a 345 kilovolt above ground electric transmission line to cross at Gregory Road within the city limits of Yukon. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Discussion? Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Smith,
Yes.
Alberts.
Yes.
Gerba.
Yes.
Maxey,
Yes.
Bradway.
Yes.
Next item is item 4, and that's the city manager's report.
3 items this evening, Mayor, very quickly. First of all, 2 weeks ago, you authorized an expenditure of funds for the bursting of a sewer line on Royal, about 350 feet thereabouts of sewer line. I'm happy to report that after your approval, we were able to complete the project, and it is completed today. There may be some sod that needs to be laid on a couple of the places where they had to dig, but all in all, all the service has been reconnected, as well as from manhole to manhole. So very pleased at the responsiveness of our contractors, and we were able to get that done. Thank you to the council for authorizing that expenditure. Also, an update on the City Hall remodeling project. As many of you know, we have been working to reconfigure the administrative office areas at City Hall. I am pleased to report to you that at least the messy part of what was required has been completed. Tammy and I, and Dana particularly, have enjoyed no more dust. The fumes, the things that cause noxious fumes within the building have been completed, and we are in the process of moving things around and occupying the space and trying to complete the final checklist of that particular project. Also, another project that has been needed for some time, the lights in the gymnasium area at Jackie Cooper Gym have been replaced by our staff. The lights, the way they were, had been compromised. Their safety had been compromised by basketballs and volleyballs and other balls hitting those lights. And we have now replaced all of them. Our staff did that, and we now have good light at the Jackie Cooper Gym again. That will be the end of my report, unless you have some questions.
Questions? Questions? Next item is item 5, new business.
This week.
Item 6 will be the council discussion. Mr. Maxey.
Not a thing this evening.
Mr. Smith.
Just one thing, I would like to recognize recently competed in a national event in Kansas City, and they not only won the overall, they won each individual category that they competed in. So I thought that was pretty impressive. And I know that because my oldest daughter is the sponsor for the Palm Squad at the high school, so I want to congratulate her, the coach, and all the girls on the squad.
Mr. Bradway. Mr. Gerba.
I just want to say congratulations to the mayor for getting us the $8,000 possibly for healthy living and pushing a healthier lifestyle for all the citizens of Yukon. And maybe from now on, I think maybe we'll start each meeting with maybe 20 push-ups or something.
Yeah, some calisthenics. Maybe you could lead that? Okay.
That's all I've got. Thanks.
Thank you. I've got a couple of, or actually 3 things. One, I have been approached, and I know some of the other council members have been approached about the issue regarding the storm shelters. And I spoke briefly with Grayson, and here's my request. I would like Grayson to give us a little update on that and where we are and the status, et cetera. But I'd also, Conrad, is there a way that you could interview Grayson and put a little article in the paper, please?
Actually, Conrad has an article that will be published in the very, very near future about that very thing that he and I worked on this morning.
Perfect.
And but for the public hearing, Mayor, if I could, this is a federal grant. A couple of things about, first of all, you do business with the government when you have time. We had to go through a bunch of hoops, jump through a bunch of hoops, including getting everybody to sign up. That sign up went very, very well. We conducted a random lottery to determine who would receive the first of the 550 that we applied for, because we intend for this to be an annual event until everybody in town that wants one gets one. in that first 550 that were chosen, there were several that FEMA determined to be in floodplains, and the grant funds cannot be expended in a floodplain. So then whatever that number was, they were dropped off the list, and the next number was brought up into the 550 so that we fully have all of the people that want to do it. To date, our application has been submitted to the Oklahoma Emergency Management Office. It has been forwarded on to FEMA. I believe it's the Dallas field office of FEMA. And while we have very good feeling about what's going on in that process, the fact of the matter is that two things have not happened. First of all, we have not received an award letter. That's the first thing that has to happen. The second is there's got to be money to give away. And as soon as we get the award letter and the confirmation of the appropriation, we'll make sure, Mayor, that we notify through the newspaper, through our website, through letters, that we have the money available, and then what the procedures are step by step from that point forward.
So the people that have received, or the people that are eligible for a shelter have received a letter from the city?
They have.
So if you haven't received a letter, you're not on the list of 550?
That's right.
Okay.
And the people who were taken off of the list because their properties were in a floodplain, they have been notified that their property is not eligible for the grant funding.
Okay.
Now, Grayson, I'm sorry, I have one more question too. Are you saying, it's almost sounded like it's not a done deal, i.e., is the funding already been loaded against that as far as the federal funds are concerned, or it's still up in the air as far as if it'll be funded? Is that what we're saying?
The monies have been funded, but they have not been awarded and tied specifically to any award letter.
Right.
That is the second step after we receive the award letter, is to make sure that the money is tied to our award, and then we'll move forward.
Sure, but the fact they've already got numbers, the amount of numbers that they're going to fund looks pretty good as far as it being.
We feel good.
through. Okay.
We feel good. But beyond that, I can't commit to
Sure.
anything at this point.
Thanks.
The next item is the item regarding street cleaning. I was happy to have some people concur with me and talk about that. And the one thing that we were presented tonight was a proposal regarding street sweepers. We haven't had a chance, or I haven't had a chance to look through that yet. So we're moving forward from the city council standpoint to see if we can't get a street sweeper purchased and start sweeping the streets.
And to do that with stormwater funds rather than out of the general fund.
Okay.
The operation and the maintenance of the street sweeper itself will be handled out of the general fund, but stormwater funds will not only pay the initial payment, but will ultimately pay all of the payments to totally purchase the street sweeper itself. I'm not sure we're going to get by with just one. That's where we're going to start. I think if you'll look at your material, they are expensive. They are difficult to maintain, but they're worth every bit of it if it can help not only the appearance of our community, but to keep the debris that builds up on the curb lines and around our storm sewer systems. If we can keep that out, we'll save a lot of money in the long run.
Okay. Would we benefit, should we, I guess the question, the young man was here last time with
Yes.
Darrell Andrews' class. Could we benefit from some community awareness and helping?
Absolutely.
Okay, could staff, whoever staff is, I like that word, could staff, it's not me, I'm not on staff. Could we contact Darrell Andrews, or I don't know if, to see, I think Tammy, you're in the corner over there, that's probably who we're talking to as staff, to see whether they would be interested in a community service project like that. I know that I was approached by someone at church this weekend, maybe we have a green day or an earth day that the schools participate in. Could the city work with the schools? Can we check and see if there's something? If not this year, maybe next year?
In fact, Mitch leads our stormwater efforts, and he and Tammy sitting there beside each other, I'm sure that we can figure out a way to move forward
Okay,
in that regard.
thank you. And the last thing is on the exercise or the Basic Health Award or the Healthy Cities Award. We won the Basic Award. That's the step one. There are 2 or 3 awards that are higher than that as we become more fit, et cetera. We went and listened, and Governor Fallon was there. There were several legislators and different people. There were over 700 people that were awarded. And it just doesn't apply to communities. It applies to schools. It applies to businesses. You can become a healthy city business. It's a movement in the state of Oklahoma, and they talked about we spend over $1 billion a year on health issues and treatment of diabetes, smoking, different type of health-related issues that directly affect our budget. And I think Grayson will back me up on this, and all the council members. Our largest I don't know that it's our largest, but it's one of the largest items in our budget every year, our health cost.
That is correct. In our benefit package, it is the largest.
Okay. And it increases every year. So the Normally, okay. We became self-insured a few years back, and that's kind of helped. But there are constant issues, and if you don't think that it doesn't affect our community, the money that could be used for other things, you're wrong. So it seems like if we could just move and continue to move forward. I was happy to see. I went into Parkland. I saw 3 or 4 people walking, and someone sweeping their street the other day. I almost started crying while I was driving down the road. I had to pull over. I got kind of emotional there for a minute, but it was really nice. But I appreciate all the people out working and walking and making and improving the community and making things look better. So I would like to see if we could make it an agenda item sometime, though, the healthy cities, and maybe if we could explain it a little bit better to the other council, and also see, are there some things that we could do with the city employees to encourage health and fitness in the city, let the city kind of take the lead here, be involved in that, maybe involve the schools, because schools, businesses, and encourage everyone to get involved. It's a state program that we could all benefit from. So that's all I have. Anyone else after? Sorry. See, Jeannie, I told you I had something to say. So, but Jeannie, do you have anything tonight?
No, not tonight.
Okay, then with nothing else before the council, we stand adjourned.